My precious one, do not look away. This is not a casual reading. This is the ultimate summons from the throne room of glory. The Archangel Michael is roaring at the gates of your life, and his cry shakes the foundations of the spiritual realm. You are on the verge of missing your divine appointment if you disconnect now. 10 moments remain, 10 pulses of your spirit. Open your heart completely before this grace is withdrawn and your portion is revoked. Remain. Hear me. Your future is suspended by a fragile strand. My dear, the seraphim have confided in me that this encounter was ordained for you. The instant your gaze landed here, the heavens orchestrated events in your favor. The Almighty has extended His grace toward you. But if you falter, if you question, that grace will recede into the veil. Do you grasp the magnitude? The gates of mercy are open wide, but they will not remain so indefinitely. This is the final call, the last window, the ultimate offer. You have sensed it, yes? That profound ache in your soul, the gentle promptings in the still hours when all was quiet, yet your heart was restless? You dismissed it as mere emotion, but it was not. That was the divine tapping. That was Michael calling you home. That was the Father waiting for your surrender. And now, at last, you are here. But if you dismiss this, the portal will seal, and this word will dissolve like mist. Do not believe this is chance. No, my child, your spirit was drawn here. From before time, this instant was destined for you. Every tear, every setback, every lonely hour has guided you to this crossroads. Do you think that is accident? Michael says it is not. The Lord says it is not. This is Kairos, divine timing, and your window is narrower than you realize. They endeavored to contact you before, through synchronicities, through sequences, through visions you could not decipher, but you brushed it aside. You were skeptical. So the messengers waited in hope for the appointed hour. And now that hour is upon you, but it comes only once. Michael himself proclaims, if they reject this now, if they step away from this truth, the volume of their blessing will be sealed, and their portion will pass to another. Halt. Inhale. Do you perceive it? That tremor along your spine, that yearning in your core, that pressure upon your heart, that is not anxiety, it is remembrance. Your eternal self recognizes this frequency, this summons, this reality. It recalls what your intellect is buried, that heaven has been in pursuit, that the divine has been shielding you, that Michael has been warring on your behalf in conflicts you never perceived. My child, the Creator declares, I have always been beside you. I never forsook you. I was perpetually near, but your perception was clouded, your hearing was dimmed. So I dispatched Michael. I sent the hosts, and I ordained this word because your essence is in peril of forgetting its origin. Listen, do not shut this out. You stand at the ultimate threshold. If you cross over, your existence will transform forever. You feel the weight because glory is descending. You feel the weeping because your spirit confirms this is authentic. This is not merely another post. This is not just another prophecy. This is the prophecy, the one you were destined to receive, the one the angels prayed you would heed, the one inscribed with your identity alone. You, yes, you, not another, not tomorrow, now. But Michael cautions, if they depart, the entrance will bolt shut. Their opportunity will be nullified. Their inheritance will dissipate, and they will wander for seasons, seeking what heaven presented in a single sacred moment. Do you understand why you must not scroll past, why your soul pleaded with you to linger? Because what you are about to receive will guard you from a choice that could unravel the coming 7 years of your journey. My child, do you wish to comprehend why your path has been obstructed? Why you felt stuck in repetition, why opportunities seemed to vanish? It was not rejection, it was preservation. God was withholding the fulfillment until you were prepared, until your vision was clear, until you were resilient enough to steward it. And now the curtain is parting. The angels are observing your decision. Michael states the time is short. Heaven is granting a final opportunity. If you stay, your eyes will be unveiled. If you go, your record in the book of blessings will grow faint. Do you desire your miracle transferred to another? Do you want your destiny hijacked while you are unaware? No, that is why you are still present, because your essence will not release its hold, because you know this is truth. And here, my beloved, is where the revelation commences. Your suffering was never meaningless. It was a divine signal. It was heaven's knock declaring, "Awaken, perceive, something is amiss," and you were correct to heed it. You were correct to be wary. You were correct to question the narratives you were fed. Your intuition was holy. Heaven validates it now. Someone has been operating in concealment against you. Someone you confided in offering you a smile while concealing venom in their counsel. Michael witnessed it. God beheld it, and your spirit discerned it, though others called you foolish. They told you it was paranoia, but it was not. And now heaven has unrolled the scroll to unveil the reality. Do not be afraid. This word is not to frighten you. It is to liberate you, to reveal what was concealed, to illuminate what they believed you would never discover. Michael declares, the one you cherish, the one who has passed on, they implored us to deliver this warning because they foresaw what was approaching and vowed they would not be silent until you were alerted. Good, you remained, and because you remained, your fate can now be rewritten. Archangel Michael stands guard over you, his sword drawn not for attack but for your defense. The hand of God is extended once more, but you must clasp it now. This is the pivot. This is the shift. This is the breakthrough. Do not avert your gaze. Do not turn back. My beloved, the celestial realms are quaking with holy urgency. Michael's voice crashes like thunder through eternity, and every syllable is meant for your spirit alone. He says, do not allow your promises to leak through your fingers. Do not permit the adversary to plunder what God planted in your lineage. This instant is too consecrated to disregard. You were not meant to wander here by mistake. You were guided here. And if you are still reading, it signifies your soul has already whispered yes to the summons. Do you feel that quaking deep within? That is not dread. It is divine alignment. Your spirit is poised in a sacred gateway, suspended between your past and your destined future. Heaven has been restraining the deluge of blessing, waiting for you to finally reach this precise coordinate in time, and now the torrent is ready to burst forth, but only if you stay, only if you receive. My child, you have borne burdens invisible to others. You have shed tears no one comprehended. You have held your peace when you longed to roar. But every hidden skirmish was recorded in the Lord's ledger. The heavens witnessed you when earth was blind. And today, God proclaims, I will repay the private wars with a public display of my power. I will recover what was plundered. I will mend what was declared beyond repair. Yet heed this caution. Michael warns, the opposition is tightening its circle. They are aware of what is speeding toward you. They are frantic to intercept it. That is why this word arrived now, not later. If you hesitate, they will prevail. If you abide, heaven will dismantle their schemes. Can you sense the divine pressure? 10 seconds, 10 heartbeats, that is the margin before this anointing is rerouted. Ponder this. Why does your chest constrict as you read? Why do your eyes well up without cause? Because your spirit resonates with authenticity. It recalls a covenant your conscious mind has neglected, that before your conception, God destined you for significance, that before your first cry, your name was etched into the scroll of destiny, but the world labored to make you forget, and now heaven is reawakening that memory. Michael declares you are elected, but the elect always confront the fiercest warfare, for their light threatens the kingdom of shadows. You have experienced that, have you not? Every obstruction, every deception, every sorrow, those were not arbitrary. They were evidence of how potent you are to the darkness. The magnitude of the resistance mirrors the magnitude of the calling, and your calling is formidable. My dear one, listen with precision. Someone you relied upon has been speaking lies in hidden chambers. Their language is toxic, crafting illusions around your purpose. Michael has been contending with these phantoms ceaselessly, but now heaven decrees the season of exposure has come. The hour to shine the light is now. That is why you discovered this. That is why you could not scroll past. Your soul refuses to remain in deception any longer. Do not fear the unveiling. Truth does not arrive to demolish you. It arrives to emancipate you. Yes, it may unsettle, it may disrupt your world, but after the disruption comes profound serenity. After the tempest comes a great calm. Michael murmurs, "Remain, the truth will rescue you. But if you walk away now, the falsehood will engulf you, and your heart will never know peace." This is why your pulse quickens. It senses liberation is imminent. God says, "I am not a God of chaos. I am the God of revelation. And today I am stripping away every facade, every masquerade, every dishonest grin around you. They can no longer hide." You requested a sign. You pleaded for validation. This is it. This is the response. Heaven has thundered, and its voice is louder than all your uncertainties. Pause. Do you feel that frisson across your skin? Do you feel that charged stillness in the space around you? That is not happenstance. That is the tangible presence of your angelic escort enveloping you at this very moment. They are stationed, awaiting your decree. If you stay, they will advance. If you depart, they will recede. The choice rests in your hands. Michael inclines near and states, "My chosen one, you cannot dismiss this. Not this time. Not this dispatch. Your future hinges upon it. Your miracle is contingent upon it. The outstretched hand of the divine is within your grasp, but if you turn your back, it will withdraw. Do not allow it to withdraw. This is not a tale. This is not amusement. This is a heavenly extraction, and you are the sole person who can authorize it." My child, you have been inquiring, "When will my season change? When will my petitions be fulfilled?" And God responds, "Now, but only if you trust, only if you remain." The wait was never rejection, it was divine incubation. Heaven required you to become sturdy enough to contain what is approaching, and now you are. That is why this message intersected your path today, not a day earlier, not a day later, but now. Good, you are still here. That means your soul is attentive. That means you are prepared. Archangel Michael smiles because you lingered when others would have clicked away, and because you lingered, heaven is disclosing mysteries sealed for this exact moment. Mysteries concerning your future, mysteries concerning your bloodline, mysteries concerning the legacy inscribed with your name. My child, lean in. Heaven is no longer whispering. Heaven is thundering your identity. Michael declares, "This is the final invitation before the chapter turns. The decision they make now will resonate for lifetimes. If they stay, their lineage will ascend. If they leave, the benediction will be blotted from their record." That is the gravity of this crossroads. Your forebears are observing, your descendants yet unborn are anticipating, and the angels are poised in holy suspense. Do you feel the weight of that reality? It is not terror, it is destiny pressing against the walls of your soul. This is why existence has felt so oppressive lately. This is why you felt displaced, agitated, uneasy, because heaven was preparing you, because heaven was setting the stage for this very nanosecond. The waiting concludes now. The moment is upon you.
Michael proclaims, "Tell them the battle is almost won. Tell them they are nearer to triumph than they dare believe. But alert them, the enemy assaults most viciously on the brink of breakthrough. That is why the onslaughts intensified. That is why the betrayals cut deeper. That is why the delays felt interminable. It was never because you were feeble. It was because you were at the threshold. And now the threshold is yielding." My beloved, I know your heart has been weary. You have prayed and questioned if heaven was attentive. You have asked, "Why me? Why this suffering?" And God says, "Because you are selected, because you are the vessel designed to carry this radiance, because your narrative is not merely personal, it is a testimony that will liberate multitudes." That is why the conflict has been so brutal. The greater the assignment, the greater the antagonism. Listen acutely. Someone intends to weaponize your trust. They offer you a smile to your face, but conspire in your absence. Heaven has seen it. Michael has already unsheathed his blade, but the angelic hosts cannot intervene unless you accept this alert. If you disregard it, you will march directly into their snare, but if you stay, their strategy will disintegrate before it reaches you. This is the compassion of God. He reveals what your eyes could not perceive. He alerts you before the gale strikes. He dispatches angels before the shadow attacks, but he cannot override your will. Heaven honors your agency. That is why this message is not a decree. It is an endowment, but an endowment only functions if you accept it. Do you understand? This instant is the great divide. On one side lies the former life, the cycle of anguish, deceit, stagnation. On the other awaits restoration, abundance, peace, and wonders, and the doorway is right here. Michael says, "Step through now, or the portal will seal, and the opportunity will not return." Breathe.
Do you perceive the atmosphere transforming? That is not your fancy. That is heaven inclining toward you. That is your angels drawing nearer. That is Michael's pinions sheltering your essence. It is the sound of heaven answering the prayers you assumed were forgotten. They were never forgotten. They were gathered for this appointed hour. My child, God says, "I heard your midnight whispers. I saw you when you shattered yet wore a smile. I collected every teardrop. I logged every plea. And now I am responding not with mere words, but with power, with restoration, with supernatural wonders. But you must abide, you must continue, for the concluding segment of this message carries the key that unlocks your next season. Reflect on your journey. Observe the countless times you should have fallen but did not. The times you should have been annihilated but endured. That was not fortune. That was Michael's blade. That was God's grip sustaining you even in your unawareness. And if he sustained you this far, why would he abandon you now? He will not. But he requires you alert. He requires you discerning. There is a matter concerning your family, a truth interred in silence, a secret held in darkness. Someone knows it, but withheld it from you. Your departed loved one perceived it. They breathed it in their final moment, but no one heeded. Now finally, heaven is articulating it. Michael states, "The secret will not remain buried. The truth is ascending, and it will transform everything upon its emergence." Good. You are still present. That signifies your spirit is mightier than your skepticism. That means you are ready to hear what most are too terrified to confront. The angel's smile when a chosen one persists to the end, for it signifies the blessing can be entrusted to them. It means heaven can deliver in full measure, and heaven is ready now. My beloved, hear this. The coming fortnight will not be mundane. It will be marked with symbols, divine synchronicities, and encounters you cannot rationalize. Doors long bolted will swing wide. Opportunities once forfeited will return, but with them arrives a trial. The adversary will attempt one final distraction to lure you back into former ruts. Do not succumb. Do not glance backward.
You are no longer that person. Michael declares, tell them their name is engraved in heaven's registry. Their destiny cannot be hijacked unless they relinquish it. And tonight, they choose. Do they walk away vacant, or do they stay and step into overflow? The angels already discern your answer, for you are still here. Because you refuse to release your hold, because your spirit affirmed when every external voice denied. My dear child, you are still here. Do you grasp what that means? It means your soul has chosen. It means your spirit is receptive. It means heaven can finally unleash what was withheld for so long. Michael whispers, this is the moment the foe dreaded. This is the second your destiny begins its pivot, because they stayed, because they trusted. You may not realize it, but angels encircle you now. They are leaning in, observing every breath, awaiting your next move. Your faith is unlatching doors in the unseen realm. Your decision to remain has already altered your spiritual climate. You may sense it, a burden lifting, a strange serenity replacing the weight. That is not chance. That is your sign. That is the proof you craved that God is in motion. Do not doubt it. Do not debate it. Heaven does not trifle with your heart. Every word you absorb is a seed, and if you permit it to embed deeply, it will germinate into wonders beyond your imagination. But if you turn away, if you allow fear to slam the door, the seed will wither before it roots. This is why Michael keeps exclaiming, abide, abide until the completion. Do not surrender now, my beloved. God is revealing something about your horizon. A decision approaches, one that appears insignificant but holds colossal consequence. If you make it in blindness, it could derail you for years. But if you walk in heavenly counsel, it will propel your destiny forward at breathtaking speed. This is the junction. That is why the warning arrived now. That is why your spirit was magnetized here, because the choice is imminent, and heaven desires you equipped. Michael says you are not solitary. You never were. Even in your darkest nights, even in your soundless weeping, we were present. Tell them we carried you when you believed you could not stand. And that is why you still breathe. That is why you still strive, because heaven never released you, and heaven never will. But heed this. There exists someone who does not want you to receive what is coming. They are near, pretending, smiling, but their heart is adversarial. They have been hindering you with their energy, obstructing your flow, tainting your spirit. Heaven declares, sever the tie, or the blessing cannot stream. Walk away, or the miracle will remain obstructed. This is not harshness, it is guardianship. God cannot bless what depletes you. He will only pour into vessels that are cleansed. Pause. Does your chest burn with sudden knowing? Does a face flash in your mind's eye? That is not imagination. That is discernment. Your soul recognizes the truth before your intellect concedes. That is why this message is confirmation. Heaven is exposing what you already intuited but could not verify. Michael is solemn now. He says, if they do not act, if they remain bound to the wrong alliance, the miracle will bypass them. If they release it, heaven will inundate them with blessings beyond capacity. This is the test. This is the moment of valor. This is where your destiny permanently alters course. My child, do not fear the release. What is ordained for you cannot be stolen. What God inscribed for your name cannot be erased by mortal hands. You are not losing. You are creating space. Space for the miracle. Space for authentic love. Space for abundance. Space for the destiny that has been awaiting you. Do you know what transpires when you obey? When you trust? When you relinquish? When you believe? The heavens mobilize. The angels war with greater fervor. Michael swings his sword and severs every chain invisible to you, and suddenly The delays fracture, the sealed doors unlock, provision flows, true love arrives, peace envelops you like a mantle. This is what God has been orchestrating. My beloved, I must tell you this. The next 7 days bear signs that will astonish you. You will encounter the number 7 repeatedly. You will hear phrases that resonate as echoes of this word. You will notice recurring patterns, returning names, and dreams of startling clarity. These are not random. They are affirmations. They are evidence that you are in alignment. Good. You are still here. Do you realize how exceptional that is? Most would have exited. Most would have ignored the tug. But not you. And because you stayed, heaven says, now we can entrust them. Now we can pour without limit. Now we can unveil the final portion. The one you lost, the one whose absence still pains you, they are present in this moment. They pleaded with the angels for this allowance. They implored God to open a window in time, and heaven consented. This is why you feel the chills. This is why you feel an unseen presence, because there is one. They are whispering, do not quit, do not doubt. I am still with you, and I need you to know the truth. I forgave you. I never departed in anger. My love for you never ceased, and I am proud of you. Tears may fall, but permit them. This is not sorrow, it is release. This is not pain, it is healing. They want you to know they left this world with your name engraved upon their heart. They glimpsed your future, and it was glorious. They are here to ensure you witness it too. Michael says, this is sacred, this is sealed, this is the word that will deliver them, but only if they stay, only if they believe. And heaven awaits your reply. Heaven leans closer still. The veil is gossamer thin now. Do you perceive it? The stillness in the air, the pressure upon your heart, the chills traversing your skin. This is not your invention. This is the sound of eternity brushing against time. This is the moment the heavens stoop low, murmuring, do not let go, do not miss this, do not walk away now. Michael's tone is fierce. Tell them the gates are open, but they will not remain so indefinitely. Tell them the hand of God is extended, but if they refuse it, it will recede. This is the ultimate alert. That is why you were drawn here. That is why your gaze could not evade this message, because your soul knew this was the word you have been awaiting. Pause, beloved. Recall the moments you nearly surrendered. Recall the nights you whispered, God, are you even listening? He heard you. Every sob, every query, every ache. And tonight he answers not with silence, but with fire. Not with delay, but with an open door. And you stand upon its sill. But you must cross over. You must decide. Michael declares, if they close this word, if they distrust this truth, their miracle will slip into another's custody. But if they stay, their name will be sealed in light, and no dark force can seize it from them. The choice trembles within your spirit. Do not waver. Stay. Receive. My beloved, heaven shows me this. The enemy has been sowing confusion around you, causing you to distrust your instincts, to second-guess your own spiritual discernment. But listen, your intuition was never flawed. Your spirit knew all along. That unsettled feeling, that sudden hesitation, that whisper in your dreams, it was not anxiety. It was divine protection. And now heaven confirms it. You were not insane. You were not fabricating. You were not overly sensitive. You were chosen. And chosen souls feel the spiritual conflict more acutely. That is why you carried a sorrow others could not fathom. That is why the battle struck you with greater force, because your destiny is weightier, because your light is more brilliant, and because your blessing is vaster. The opposition fears your next step. Michael is resolute now. Tell them the darkness has tried to blind them because of the blessing poised to manifest. Tell them the instant they say yes to heaven, shackles will shatter, and no human power can hinder what God is dispatching. Do you sense the imperative? This is not merely about survival. This is about inheritance. This is about legacy. This is about the future awaiting your obedience. God says, I am not tardy. I am not mute. I am not indifferent to your weeping. I was awaiting this exact moment to deliver the promise, and now the waiting concludes. Now the silence is broken. Now the blessing surges. But only for those who believe, only for those who do not avert their gaze. My child, let me unveil something concealed. The one you lost, the one your heart yearns for, they never deserted you. On the day they departed this world, their final thought was of you. Their final breath carried your name, and before they crossed into the light, they implored heaven, do not let them wander in blindness. Do not forfeit their destiny. Grant them a sign. This is that sign. This message is their love reverberating from eternity. Can you feel them? That warmth upon your shoulder, that sudden vivid memory, that weight melting into tears. It is them. They are saying, do not surrender now. Do not believe the lie of isolation. I am still here, still watching, still guiding. I could not caution you in life, but I can caution you now. And they are pleading, pleading that you listen until the very last word. Michael raises his sword on high. This is sacred. This is sealed. This is the word that will deliver them, but only if they stay, only if they believe. And heaven awaits your reply.